So this is the new Cintiq lineup that we've released in 2025. It is replacing the previous generation of Cintiq from the 2019. And the biggest update, as you can see, is the amazing form factor that we've incorporated into this device. The bezels are super slim. The 16 comes with the foldable feet. The 24 comes with the stand in box itself. And contrary to the previous generation of where we had the 16 and the 22, this time we upgraded the larger Cintiq to 24 inches. But from a footprint point of view, it is smaller than the previous 22. One of the biggest innovations that we had in the recent time was the Pro Pen 3. And this is where we wanted really to bring the Pro Pen 3 experience, which was available in the Cintiq Pro lineup, also to the Cintiq series. So we can really give the perfect Wacom experience to all of our users.
This is the latest version of the legendary Wacom Cintiq range. Cintiqs have been first introduced in 2001, so it's almost 25 years that Wacom has been producing pen displays for the creative market. And with this generation, we want to connect back to the legacy of this fantastic product category. That's why we really focus on bringing the best technology to the most competitive price to the market, to reconnect with the possibilities that this kind of product brings to freelancers, studios, also design schools and art schools, to really make sure that everybody in the market has got access to the best Wacom technology possible.
Let me dive into the product concept of the new Cintiq. And we used to have two product lines for pen displays. And we have Cintiq and then Cintiq Pro. And as you know, we have another line for beginners and entry and Wacom One. And so we reviewed what is needed for advanced users with a new Cintiq.
In this generation, we really focused on keeping it as lean as possible, as effective as possible, and ultimately delivering the best experience that we have to offer. So I'm going to talk about some of the key features of the product and explain why we've taken this step. So the first and foremost step you can see is the reduction in the overall footprint of the device. Nowadays, the artists have smaller desks. They have the need to incorporate more devices. And this is why with the Pro Pen technology, we can really minimize the amount of extra space that is needed. And more we realize that the extra bezel is not as effective in managing this space. Secondly, we have a much better heat management system on these generation of devices. So the device runs much more cooler, much more smoother for the artists. So the artists do not experience issues when using the device for extremely long hours. The Cintiq is entirely fanless. So we have adopted a fanless technology with advanced heat distribution mechanism.
Of course, the heat generation is one of the issue. And of course, the fan is annoying for most of the creator users. Need to put under fingers or hand for a long time, and so it is quite annoying experience for everything. So we review all of the chipset and everything to reduce the temperature on the surface. So that's a big challenge for us.
Also, in this generation of Cintiq, we've used direct optical bonding, so the glass is etched and not a foil as in the previous generation. So basically, from a pen-on-screen experience, we are able to provide the same experience as on a Cintiq Pro in a much compact form factor in the new generations of the Cintiqs. Previously, the last generation of the Cintiqs were full HD, whereas in this generation, we've have roughly around 2.5K with an aspect ratio of 16:10 on the 16 model and an aspect ratio of 16:9 on the 24-inch models.
And so we have Full HD resolution for Wacom One and entry products, and then 4K resolution for Cintiq Pro. And we need another line between professional and entry level. So we decided to kind of industry standard 2560 and 1440 and for 24-inch model and 16-inch model and 25 and 60 by 1600 and the resolution.
The 16-inch comes without the touch, but on the 24-inch we have a model with touch and without touch, because on larger screens people have a need to also interact with the touch directly. The Cintiq 16 also comes with foldable feet included, which gives it a decent working angle for artists to work on. whereas the 24 inches, both models comes with the stand in package, which enables the artist to set up any position between certain angles in the device itself. Color accuracy is a very interesting topic, but we've significantly improved from the previous generation. So the small ones, the small 16 is 100% sRGB and 99% DCI-P3, whereas the larger ones are 100% sRGB compatible.
So with the latest Cintiq, we are basically completing and rounding up our revamp of an important part of our product portfolio. Starting with the Cintiq Pro line a year and a half ago, with the three sizes, 17-inch, 22-inch, and 27-inch, to the Wacom Movink, which is a portable extension of a professional lineup. We are now reached the Cintiq family, which is the in-between product category in pen displays that combines high-quality features, really good performance, the best pen technology in a competitively priced, broader market environment. Another big improvement that we brought to the Cintiq range is the Wacom Center. That is the new Wacom driver. We introduced that with the Cintiq Pro line a year and a half ago, and that is now an integral part of the Cintiq. That is definitely a feature that sometimes goes a little bit unnoticed, but it's very, very worthwhile to spend some time to discover the different options that you have, from the express keys on screen or the radial menu, and obviously the buttons on the pen that you can customize regarding your workflow. The Wacom Cintiq has been just announced a couple of days ago, and we're slowly rolling out the commercial launch over the next couple of days. It's going to be available on the Wacom eStore, which has just been relaunched, but it's also going to be available with select resale partners and the usual channels. Prices for the Cintiq 16 should be including VAT, depending on which country you're in. We're gonna share the price separately, around €799. The Cintiq 24 without touch is €1,399, and the Wacom Cintiq 24 with touch is going to be available for just under €1,700.
Since I live in Europe and I grew up in Europe, I'm super proud of the European artist, but also content creator community. So Europe is broader for Wacom. Europe is EMEA, and we can see it's such a colorful region for us, for Wacom, with creators really in every country, creating content from animation, but also more towards, like, for example, manga, to illustration, to VFX, post-production. And we believe the Cintiq, which is our heritage product, and that we have just renewed with the latest technology at a super, I would say, slim and almost sexy form factor, I can say, and really make it also accessible for a very broad audience in the creative community. We have members in learning, in education, but also I met several users that is working already in very established studios using Cintiqs for more than 20 years. I just actually had to meet one who bought their Cintiq already in 2000. And but also met startup studios who is really excited now to upgrade to the latest Cintiq. So really, again, super proud and super excited actually to bring the Cintiq in a new way into the European market.
After we launched the first Cintiq 25 years ago, our Cintiq product really helped the workflow for the animator and especially for animation industry. Thank you very much for using our product long time. Our engineering team is focusing to have accuracy for coordinate for the product wise. And so pen and our sensor showed the precise coordinate. Yeah, now so our Cintiq is the best. But so don't forget about the Cintiq Pro. So Cintiq Pro is our top-notch product. Yeah, both are really excellent product. So we are trying to renew the all portfolio to fit the all use case. And so now, so Cintiq is best for animation industry. Yeah, and so other products. Yeah, so we aim to VFX. We aim to manga. Yeah, all of use case, so we are trying to fit in. And yeah, for global perspective, so not only Europe, but also all over the world.
Yuify is a service that is based on a Wacom proprietary, we call it Ink technology. And Yui stands for link in Japanese. And what we envision with Yuify is a technology that helps the artist to protect the authorship of their original artwork. So what it does is actually when an artist creates an artwork, they can immediately protect the artwork by exporting it to Yuify, register it in a blockchain. In an independent way, we use a technology called self-sovereign identity. So register in a blockchain and make sure that this artwork is forever linked with the artist itself. And how to retrieve this? Because we will bake in, that's our technology. So we will bake in a micro mark invisibly into the artwork itself. So when actually you publish your artwork, for example, on internet or with other people, they can scan it with a scanner called UE Finder. And then they can see, oh, this is an artwork from this XYZ artist created on XYZ date, and it even can track licenses. So which license you have issued to whom, to see it really independently on the internet by using the Yuify and UE Finder to scan it. So right now we are in the final beta together with several creation software partners like Rebel from Escape Motions, or Celsius Clip Studio Paint, or with Adobe with the Photoshop. And in summer, and this is a couple of weeks from now, we're going to launch it in a production, in a full availability. Because over the last couple of months, we have been actually collecting with all the beta creators lots of experiences, feedback. There's already a lot of artworks being Yuified. I can say several thousands, very, very impressive. And now it's time to turn it on, to move to general availability, stepping up from the beta phase. What I would like to add is Cintiq is a product, but there is more to come. And for that, we would like to really engage with the community, get the feedback, and really helping us to keep on innovating and bringing up new products, not only hardware. And we are super excited to also explore more workflows besides the traditional ones that you use a pen on.
Now we launch new Cintiq. Do you remember we launched new Intuos Pro in March and June? What comes next? I think you cannot wait. But please wait a little bit. Yeah, we will update.